views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola, everyone. Welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we learn the story behind La Cancion, a hip-hop tropical musical that presents the power of song while telling the story of self-discovery. After that, we'll find out about the 2018 holiday benefit concert that will help raise money for Lehman's Life, which stands for Leaders Involved for Everyone's Project para Puerto Rico. Then we'll get more into the holiday spirit when we'll learn what's in store for the Harlem School of the Arts' upcoming Harlemettes Holiday Concert. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight features Soles of Duende, a trio that exudes everything multicultural, creating sounds of percussion with their moves. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV and like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, FB, Instagram, Insta Stories, LinkedIn, and Snapchat at Rhina Valentin. So it's fun, it's inspiring, it's La Cancion, a hip-hop tropical musical that tells the story of a young man from the Bronx who has an unusual dream about a song that ultimately leads him on a quest to find the author. And through this journey, he discovers something about music and more about himself. Joining us now to tell us more about the essence of the play and the upcoming performances at Repertorio Theater, we welcome La Cancion playwright Cándido Tirado and director Edward Torres. Hello and welcome, gentlemen.
How you doing?
Bueno, vamos a cantar.
Ay, Dios mío, no.
Muy temprano para esto.
Well, I thought we'd introduce La Cancion. No, but of course, you guys are the ones behind the scenes pulling the strings.
Oh,
and
yeah.
welcome, and
Thank you.
congratulations to you, Candido, on just really being a stand for us in the urban community, the Latino community, and continuing to write these wonderful plays that get produced. And I think it's important that we share with our viewers where, I guess, the cultural relevance to being inside of a theater, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're all used to watching television, seeing films,
Yeah.
but theater is another experience.
Well, you're doing it live, so you're watching people, and you're part of the community. You're part of the happening of the night. So it's different from TV or film where you're outside of the medium. We take a lot of kids at risk who've never been to the theater before, and they go in and they have this transformative experience. Sometimes they see in a play they don't really understand. That's not very good, and yet they have the same experience you had, like you saw the greatest show ever, because they never seen live performers, performing, and it hits them in the heart right away.
And the reason I bring that up is, because my origins are that of being a thespian, and my
Yes.
love for theater. I love theater. We're going to get to you in a minute,
Oh, no,
Edward,
no,
because
no,
we
it's
have to
all right.
make sure everybody gets to know you before you head off to Great Britain. Oíme.
Right. We got Boricua in Great Britain. That'll be the best thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we got a Boricua that's going to be in Great Britain.
Acting.
Yeah,
The-
yeah.
Congratulations
Well,
on
thank
that.
you,
That's
thank
a
you.
really big deal,
It's
that
a big
theater
deal.
company.
Yes.
It's the
it's
National
huge.
Theater of Great Britain,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Can we talk about that a little bit
We
before we
talk
go
about
back into La
everything.
Canción?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm doing. That is a co-production between Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago and the National Theater of Great Britain, and they decided to do a co-production together. So I just finished doing a run there. The play's called Downstate. It's about 4 individuals who are living in a halfway home and how they relate to each other in that place. So National Theatre of Great Britain decided, hey, we want to co-produce that with Steppenwolf, and there we go. I'm there.
And it's good that we're even having this conversation because
Yeah.
once again, talking about theater, we're wearing all these different hats. I mean, I know you're primarily a playwright and a writer and an author, and that's your.
And
your
also direct.
oh, you also direct and
Wonderful
Directing.
director.
I'm directing a show at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater in March.
Nice.
Elizalde Castro. I don't know if you know him, but he's
Yes.
a guy who does all these one-man
comedian?
shows.
Yes.
So he has a one-man show that I'm directing and opens in March.
All right now, Candido.
I've been directing for a long
No,
time.
you know,
it's-
you're
it's
right.
a-
I just happen
yeah,
to recognize you
as a playwright.
as a playwright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Edward, you're also directing, right?
Yes.
Because you're directing this play
Yes.
that Candido wrote, which is really the
Yes.
whole point of this segment. It's supposed to be about La Canción, but I want people to get to know
Yeah.
you guys.
Oh, well,
and
thank
most
you.
importantly, I want them to know the importance of theater
Yeah.
and
Well-
the community within theater. And
Well,
you guys have been there for a minute now.
Yeah, no, I think the important thing that you kind of reference is the word community. Because theater is live and it's a communal experience. And so it's super important that when we get together as people and we're talking about looking at stories that are universal and about humanity, that we come together as a community. And so that when we leave the theater, we're exposed to the universal stories that it has to bring us, the social, the political, all the things that sometimes get lost, in the world, come forward on the stage. And that's an extremely wonderful experience, but you can only do it live and you can only do it with an audience that's there.
And so La Canción, right,
Mm-hmm.
which has, of course, Latino roots in it, but it's also got urban in it. And so that is also an important factor that I think our urban community needs to experience. And so unfortunately, television and film, they only show us in one way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're very adamant in making sure that they learn in the process
Yeah.
about their history. So let's talk a little bit about La Canción, because I'm
Yeah.
sure it has all of that in it.
Well, La Cancion takes place actually in Hunts Point, in the South Bronx. It's basically a grandson and a grandmother. He's orphaned. And I grew up with my grandmother, so I know that relationship really well. And he has a dream. He wants to be a kind of hip hop artist. He has a dream about this song, and he hears the song and he knows all the lyrics and he doesn't know how. So that's the magical element. Now he has to try to find the owner. He wants to, co-opt it and make it into a hip hop song, and that's his journey that takes him to a self-discovery about who he is and who his family really is. And so it's a nice, journey. It's one of these journeys, and and the thing is, they're not stereotypical characters, which is what you find whenever we're on TV or film. There's always that social aspect of, you could be a doctor, but your sister's a junkie.
Right.
Right,
yeah.
You just can't be a doctor. So,
Right, yeah.
our lives don't work like that.
Right.
We do have people that have all types of issues, but they deeper than what they present them on television. And that's one of my beef. So when we get to write what we want, and that's the power. And I teach, a lot of young people to write plays, and they have so much power in telling the stories. And the more we do, the more we get out there. Of course, it's hard because you need producers.
Right.
You need money to bring it out.
Right.
And then you need money for publicity.
Right.
So all these big budget films or plays, they get all the publicity.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff standing against it, but the thing I love about theater, you could do it in a little room, in your living room, in your apartment. So there's nothing stopping you from doing it and from practicing. it.
I acknowledge you for your dedication to it, and I wanted to, Edward, right?
Yeah.
When working together with Candido, is this your first time working together?
Oh no.
Oh no.
How long have you guys been working together? We don't have much time, and I would love to be here talking about you guys all day, but I want to make sure that people get the gist of what this chemistry is and what the message is and why it's so important for them to come to the theater to experience it.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the first things is reading Candido's work. I'm originally from Chicago, and so I've read a lot of Candido's work and invited him to produce a couple of his plays in Chicago. And so our relationship started like that. And what struck me about Candido is his a way he prolifically puts on stage what our lives are like, and so that's what attracted to me. Plus, you know, being a Latino writer and someone who's really into the urban landscape, it's really super important. So I'd say about maybe 10 years. I
Yeah,
don't know.
2007.
Right, 2007.
He directed one of my plays at the Goodman Theater, which was a big to-do, and the play was very successful.
That's a long, a lot of
Yeah,
years
it's a lot of
of
years.
collaborating and stepping in, stepping out, because that's the life of theater, right?
Yeah,
It's like it's its
totally.
own community where we kind of see each other one year and then disappear
Yeah.
for a year
Yeah,
and then come
yeah.
back, and it's beautiful that you guys are here, making sure that you are sending out a positive message with truth behind it
Yeah.
Yeah.
about our community.
Yes,
Yeah.
All right.
definitely.
And are there any last words you want to share with our viewers before we
No,
go?
come see Repertorio Español. I think it's repertorio.com. Look it up. They do, what's that? A lot of different plays. So look in the internet when La Cancion is going to be showing or being presented. And, you know, it's throughout the month. There's 4 or 5 production shows.
Of the show,
Yeah.
of La
Yeah.
Cancion.
Yeah.
And I think also just so you will see some really beautiful writing, plus the combination of Vico C's original songs
Yes.
that he wrote for this piece. Super wonderful, and just from different parts of Latin America, the styles that are incorporated in it, along with the story. It's just really beautiful. Don't miss it.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Great
Sean.
cast, great job as a director. You know, so it just comes together.
I appreciate you guys coming and sharing it with our
thank
viewers.
you.
And you guys, don't miss out on this. This is Candido Tirados La Cancion, which will be playing at Repertorio Español in Manhattan, located at 138 East 27th Street. And the first show is going to be December 6th at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And as they mentioned, it's going to be viewing all, they're going to be presenting it throughout the month, so you may want to just go to repertorio.nyc in order to see the other schedules. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about a holiday benefit concert for Puerto Rico. Don't go anywhere.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Lehman College's LIFE, which stands for Leaders Involved for Everyone, and the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade are holding its 2018 benefit concert to help raise money for Lehman's LIFE trip to Puerto Rico in 2019. All the money raised will go towards building and supplying after-school programs in Puerto Rico. And joining us to tell us more, we welcome Director of Community Engagement and New Student Programs, Amanda Dubois-Mwaki, and Student Lehman Life Program, a member of the Student Life Program, Chelsea Valdez, along with one of the honorees being recognized this year, Latin artist Candela. Hello and welcome. Welcome. Oh my gosh, I love that we here in the Bronx and specifically here at Lehman we continue to make these efforts to assist Puerto Rico. You know, a lot of people think that because we're already past a year that things have gotten better, but yeah, we're not over there, so we don't really know the gist of it, but what we do know over here is that they still need our assistance. And so it's lovely to hear of these programs that are teaching the next generation. You want to share a little bit about that?
Sure. So Lehman Life is a program within the Office of Community Engagement that works with underrepresented students mostly in the Bronx, to give them the opportunity to serve at home, understand what it's like to serve in your own backyard, take that experience somewhere else, partner with the community. You're not going to save anyone or anything like that. You're partnering with the community to help them achieve their mission and vision and then bring all of that back here. And that cycle of service continues. This is Chelsea's second time traveling abroad, and this is our second time returning to Puerto Rico. CUNY sent 200 students down over the summer, and now we as Lehman are returning to Puerto Rico in the spring break to work with a community in Humacao, Mariana, who has lost a lot of their schools, and so a community organization called ARECMA has been gifted an after-school program or an abandoned school to create an after-school program. And so the money that we raise with tomorrow's concert is going to support not only getting the students there, but the supplies to stock the after-school program for the community.
That's lovely. What's your name again?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Give us a little bit of just a tad bit of what you experienced last year.
So last year we went on a trip. It was to Nicaragua, and basically it was a medical brigade. So we went to small communities and we assisted with medical care. So we had doctors, dentists, GYN, free medicine. And it was amazing just to see all these people lined up at 7 a.m. ready to go in and get free medical assistance because they don't have that ability in their communities. If they ever want to go to a hospital or they need medical attention, they have to go far. So it was very eye-opening to see all these people that didn't have all the medical assistance that they needed, and just to see them so happy to see us there and helping them. It was a great experience.
And so obviously you're doing it again this year, and
Yes.
you're doing it for Puerto Rico this year. So
Yeah.
what did it open up for you in being of service?
It just made me more aware of everything that's happening, not only in my community, but in other communities abroad. It made me just learn there's so much out there that we still don't know, and we still have to be educated about all these little communities in different countries that still need assistance.
Right.
things
And
like
just
that.
because they're over there doesn't detach them
Exactly,
from us,
yeah.
right? Because at the end of the day, we're all one community.
We're all
Yes.
global
Right,
citizens.
right. We're all global citizens, yes.
And Chelsea's modest because this has changed her career trajectory,
It did.
and she has now been accepted as a NASPA undergraduate fellow to look at the opportunity of being a service director in the future. So
well,
she's
bravo.
not
Announced here first. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about this benefit that we're going to have here at Lehman on Saturday, and then I can introduce Candela. But I want
Sure.
you to give me a little rundown of all the people who are being honored and why they're being honored.
Absolutely. So this started a year ago when the hurricane hit. We started a partnership with the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade Committee. And so we've raised over $10,000 over the past year that we've sent directly to organizations in Puerto Rico who are doing relief work and now rebuilding. With the help of Dr. Rima Brucey, who is also the wife of our president, Jose Luis Cruz, who's an honoree tomorrow. We're also honoring Artie, a world-famous tap dancer, Los Hermanos Colon are performing. And so the
And you
idea...
also have Darlene Rodriguez.
Darlene Rodriguez
and then
from
you have
NBC 10 is
Candela.
coming.
Who?
And Darlene Rodriguez from NBC 10 is coming and being honored.
She's a BronxNet alum.
That's right. And BronxNet's going to be there tomorrow, which is wonderful. But these are all people who've given back to either the Puerto Rican community or the community at large who are really making a difference, and we're honoring them for their efforts. And last but certainly not least, this amazing man right here, Candela.
Candela. I'm so happy to have you here, hermano.
Yep, I'm here. I'm
know,
still here.
I know. I don't know if you want to share with our viewers a little bit of what you're going through.
Well, yeah, it's been tough. I mean, I'm on a cancer fight. Everybody should be aware. Some people know. I mean, I'm fighting cancer, stage 4. That's, it's hard. It's brain cancer, but I'm doing, focused. I'm positive. And it's my return. It's one of my first actually big events tomorrow after my surgery, after the year recovery. So, but I'm back. I'm here. I'm good. I'm feeling, thank God I'm here still. And let's see what's going on. I hope this honor doesn't mean that it's my last honor, but I'm hoping for the best.
How about we not put that out there? How about we just not put that out there?
But I'm good. I'm working, and I'm glad. I'm honored that they're honoring me, because it's been 20 years I've been participating in the Bronx Parade and the National Parade, every parade. I have the anthem for Puerto Rico.
You're the voice
of
like
I've been, the bandera's there. I'm still here. Like I said, everything is good, and I feel good. And let's see what tomorrow brings. I'm ready for, and I like that this is for Puerto Rico. And me being, traveling in and out, I've seen it with myself not too long ago. Puerto Rico's not doing too well still.
Right.
And I'm here. They called me last minute. I was going to go out of town. I stood here for this event tomorrow, and I'll be flying out of town, the next day, but I'm here for this. It's not about money. We know it's not about I'm here for my community. They know what's up. Everybody knows Candela's always for the people, the Bronx. When it comes to Puerto Rico, you don't got to ask me twice.
I appreciate that. So I'm going to ask you to just close me out before I tell everybody where to attend the benefit with your voice.
The 2 minutes of Que bonita bandera, que bonita bandera. You're going to see that tomorrow. Que bonita bandera, aquí con Rhina Valentin, and we open.
Yes! Candela, everyone. Woo! And you guys can experience that live tomorrow at the 2018 Holiday Benefit Concert, which is taking place at the Lovinger Theater. Once again, that's December 1st, Lovinger Theater at Lehman College, located at 250 Bedford Park. The event begins with a brunch at noon, and following will be the holiday concert at 2 p.m. For tickets, you can visit eventbrite.com/e/holiday benefit concert. Puerto Rico se levanta tickets. All right, I hope you got all of that. All right, we're taking a quick break, but when we return, we'll find out about another holiday event, that you don't want to miss. Don't go anywhere.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. We're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. Well, it's the holiday season, and guess what? The Harlem School of the Arts is having its annual holiday show, and this year, people will experience everything from the rhythms of jazz blues to hip hop. All right, so joining us to tell us more, we welcome Harlem School of the Arts President Eric Pryor. Hello and
Hello.
welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
'Tis the season to stay
Totally.
uptown. How about that?
I love it. Yes.
We got Harlemettes.
Harlemettes is going to be doing it live uptown.
All right.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about Harlemettes and its inspiration from the Rockettes and
Yes.
how the flavor of what the Harlemettes is going to bring uptown.
Well, ultimately, our director of dance, Aubrey Lynch, who's absolutely amazing, actually wrote a show that's really going to take us on a journey. We're going to be a family decides to look for the most fun, amazing holiday in New York City, and they find their way up in Harlem. And ultimately, they encounter this experience where they just will meet all that greatness that represents Harlem and its legacy.
So they end up on the A train or something like that, right?
Definitely end up on the A train.
So they're going to end up in Harlem.
They're going to end up in Harlem.
And so as they end up in Harlem, what are some of the things they're going to be experiencing that, I guess, represents the culture of Harlem?
Well, one of the things that we were real excited about when Aubrey put the show together is that when you look at 2020 through 2030 represents the 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance. So we figured we wanted to pull some of that, so Duke Ellington, the A Train, and pull some of that history and infuse it with some of the greatness that's happening in Harlem now, and just really remind people that this amazing sort of cultural experience, which is Harlem, a state of mind, has been here for a while, and so we're going to celebrate it with our young people.
That's the other thing I love about Harlem School of the Arts is that you incorporate professionals with the youngins. So let's talk about the Harlemettes themselves. How many of them are there?
Well, I mean, you know, that varies. For example, we will be performing the day before the opening of the show at the tree lighting at the State Office Building, and he'll probably have 25 or 30 or so there. On our stage there, he won't let me see. They won't let me know exactly. I try to peek in the rehearsals, and they put me out every time.
Oh my gosh, they got closed rehearsals from the president?
Sometimes, yeah, they like to keep me a little bit in suspense, you know,
That's
so I don't
cool,
give
though.
away all the secrets.
Oh, I see, especially when you come on air, right?
They tell me just enough.
Okay, so 25, and then how do you incorporate the next generation of developing thespians?
Well, you know, ultimately, I mean, one of the things that's amazing about HSA, and let me just say this, Aubrey Lynch, who's written the piece and directing it and doing the choreography, was an original member of Alvin Ailey. Aubrey also was with a producer with The Lion King and was did a lot of the choreography with The Lion King. He's an amazing force of nature. And then Yolanda Wins, who is our head of our music program, is an amazing vocalist, was in the original Color Purple. She was in the version with Fantasia. So the two of them, when they come together, they make magic. So what she does around vocal work and our vocal students and Aubrey with movement and dance, when they bring that sauce together in the way they just sort of mix the two together, they come up with just special.
Yeah, just in the way you're describing it, it sounds magical.
It is magical. It's amazing what they do together and how they collaborate. And so, I mean, they're just ultimate professionals. I mean, I have to say this. Aubrey has put probably 9 kids in Lion King. We've had 5 young Simbas, 4 Nylas on Broadway. I mean, so he's sort of a whisperer. He can spot talent in kids. He knows. See him working like, you got it.
That's
and
awesome.
They bring it out of them. You know, they'll take that raw talent and really coach them up. And then what's amazing is because we have all the disciplines, if we have an amazing vocalist, we're able to train them in terms of movement with dance, in terms of with theater, their acting chops. So we built the triple threat. And so that's what you'll see.
I love it. It's incubated inside of the
right there in the lab.
Yes,
in the lab.
In the lab. I love it. So before we go, how many students are participating?
About 90.
About 90?
90.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
It's will be pretty amazing.
It sounds amazing. It sounds
yeah,
amazing.
We'll have.
How many nights?
It'll be 2 weekends. 2 weekends, so about 6 nights, and it'll run the weekend of the 7th through the 9th, and then the weekend of the 14th through the 16th of December, of course.
All right, and before I announce the performance information, if anybody wanted to become part of a school, Harlem School of the Arts, do they have to audition?
No. I mean, our founder, Dorothy Maynard, founded HSA to serve all young people. She felt like the arts could be transformative in preparing young people for life. So you just have to come sign up. Now, if you're going to be part of our prep program or pre-prep program, which are the most talented, yes, they have to audition and be accepted into that program.
So even though you're training them and you've got this amazing lab, they have to audition for these type of shows like Harlemet's Holidays?
Yeah, I mean, but you know, when you're looking at the folks who are running it, they're seeing these kids for months on end, so you know who you want to cast, basically. You know, they have an idea typically of who they're going to cast for different positions, different roles, different solos, and that sort of thing. Because you know them.
Right.
They're
Well,
not
you're
coming from the
developing them,
outside.
yeah.
You're developing them.
Yeah,
and, you know,
yeah.
and you know, so the different projects, speak to where different young people are right for particular projects. There are times where we make them do a formal audition, just like what happens on Broadway. But other times they're cast.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much,
thank
Eric,
you.
for coming and
Happy
sharing it with
holiday
our
to you.
viewers. Happy holidays to
Yes.
you. I'm looking forward to Harlemet Holiday. I hope you guys are looking forward to Harlemet's Holiday. That's going to be taking place on December 7th through to the 9th, and then on the 14th through the 16th. That's on Fridays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. and on Sundays at 3 p.m. The event will take place at 645 St. Nicholas Avenue at 141st Street, and for tickets, you can visit hsanyc.org. Once again, that's hsanyc.org. All right, stay tuned because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. My name is Harvey Lauer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
We begin our look at sports in the MLS. Atlanta United failed to keep the New York Red Bulls off the score sheet on Thursday night at Red Bull Arena, but it didn't matter. New York's 94th minute goal wasn't enough to worry the Five Stripes as they advanced to the MLS Cup final on a 3-1 aggregate score. Atlanta found a way to exercise those New York-based demons, advancing past both New York City FC in the conference semifinal and now the New York Red Bulls in the conference final. Atlanta will face Portland in the MLS Cup on Saturday, December 8th, the same night as the Heisman Trophy presentation here in New York and the hoops rivalry between the Knicks and the Nets. Speaking of rivals, looks like the Yankees and the Mets checked in on Robinson Cano, the former Bomber and current Seattle Mariners star, is on the block. And it looks like he's heading back to New York, but not the Bronx. The Mets are nearing a trade to acquire Cano and reliever Edwin Diaz from the Mariners. Cano appeared in 80 games last season, missing half the year after being suspended in May for violating the league's joint drug agreement. He had 303 on the year, tallying 50 RBIs. The 8-time All-Star will be making a return to New York if the deal is completed after playing the first 9 years of his career with the Yankees. Cano is a 304 lifetime hitter with 311 career homers. His best season came in 2016 when he hit 39 home runs and tallied 103 RBIs for the Mariners. Diaz reached his first All-Star game in 2018. The third-year reliever led the MLB in saves with 57 last year, striking out 124 batters in 77 innings. Cano might be in And Noah Syndergaard might be out in Queens. The Amazons wanting to trade for Robbie is a decent idea, of course, but I'm not sure how I feel about Thor exiting. The Mets are motivated to trade the hard-throwing power pitcher with GM Brodie Van Wagenen, initiating talks with multiple clubs. Expectation is he will be traded this winter and a free agent starting pitcher will be signed to fill his spot. Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom is off limits, with the Mets hoping for an extension. On the Bronx Bomber front, free agent starter Patrick Corbin met with the Philadelphia Phillies on Tuesday. Corbin met with the Washington Nationals on Wednesday and reportedly met with the Yankees yesterday. The 29-year-old lefty is the top free agent pitcher on the market, so he's likely in line to command a contract in excess of $100 million. Corbin this past season posted a 3.15 ERA with 246 strikeouts and 48 walks over exactly 200 innings of work. Over a 6-year career, Corbin has a 3.91 ERA. 2018 was his best of those 6 seasons, which is certainly good timing. Not so good timing for the New Orleans Saints last night on Thursday Night Football. Their franchise record 10-game winning streak is in the rear view mirror. The Saints late Thursday night tipped their hats to the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas's defense stopped Drew Brees. Its offense shortened the game, and a Saints team that was averaging more than 37 points per game was held to only 10 and gained 176 yards, its fewest since 2001. Final score, Dallas 13, New Orleans 10. Open quote, "I felt like we really didn't find any rhythm pretty much the whole game," close quote, said Brees, who had only 127 passing yards, second fewest for a full game in his 13 seasons with the Saints. "I still believe New Orleans is the team to beat, and I actually think that this loss will serve them very well going forward, because going undefeated the rest of the way, including the playoffs, is a tall order for any team. They can now regroup and win the rest of the way." Can't see the Giants or the Jets winning out, of course. The focus now in New York is on fixing both teams. The Jets are linked to disgruntled Pittsburgh running back Le'Veon Bell, and it might be time to take a risk. The Jets haven't had a Pro Bowl player on the offensive side since 2004. It's beyond time to find one, of course, even if it's costly. Jets quarterback Sam Darnold, who practiced for the first time since straining his right foot, said he's hopeful about playing this week. He took some reps on Wednesday. Gangrene is in Tennessee Sunday for a 4:05 p.m. kickoff. The G-Men are home for Chicago. That game gets underway at 1 on Sunday at MetLife Stadium. Star rookie running back Saquon Barkley will wear cleats supporting his niece with a rare illness. Barkley is among several Giants players supporting a cause with special cleats this Sunday as part of the NFL's My Cause, My Cleats initiative. Not sure how much longer Big Blue will roll with Eli Manning under center. Next week could be the right time to see rookie Kyle Lauletta. Tired of the questions about Manning and the Giants quarterbacks, coach Pat Shurmur says the remaining schedule isn't about player tryouts. Time for some quick hitters. Damian Lillard went off for the Portland Trailblazers. He had a record 10 three-pointers in a Blazers victory. When Dame Dollar gets hot, there is no more dangerous player in the NBA. Wednesday night, Lillard was hot. 10 three-pointers, made on his way to 41 points, sparking a 115-112 win over Orlando. Lillard was 10 of 15 from 3 on the night. Dame time. Those are video game numbers. Jaren Jackson Jr. uses video games to help his NBA game. Yes, you heard that right. Jackson is the star rookie for the Memphis Grizzlies. He recorded a career-high 7 blocks in his game on Sunday against the New York Knicks. Of course he did. And he should be on your Rookie of the Year board if he's not already. The future is bright in Memphis, especially considering how well the team has played early in the year. So how does Jackson get all his blocks? According to a recent comment, Jackson credits his playing of the popular video game franchise NBA 2K19 with his ability to time those jumps. Seriously. And seriously, all-time baseball legend Vince Scully is 91. He turned 91 on Thursday. Scully broadcasted Dodger games for 67 seasons. Happy birthday to the greatest baseball broadcaster of all time, a Fordham alum. On the ice, the New York Islanders are blazing a new path with 3 women on the broadcast team. The 3 cover the Islanders on the MSG network, providing analysis and reports throughout the games. Dana White did not approve of 48-year-old Chuck Liddell coming out of retirement to take a beating at the hands of Tito Ortiz last Saturday. But the UFC president's problem isn't with Liddell, it's with the fight promoter Oscar De La Hoya, whose Golden Boy Promotions put on the showcase of aging UFC Hall of Famers that saw Ortiz land a first-round knockout with a right hand to the chin. Sports Illustrated applied the title to this month's sit-down with Terrell Owens, the newly inducted Hall of Famer. Terrell Owens isn't done talking. Owens 44, told SI's Greg Bishop that if he were still playing, he would have knelt beside Colin Kaepernick during the anthem in protest of racial inequality and police brutality. The piece didn't expound on any of those comments further, instead jumping into the former wide receiver's thoughts on end zone celebrations and freedom of expression. For the first time in years, Tiger Woods teed it up at his Small Field Hero World Challenge event in the Bahamas in good health, his game in order, but the result in the first round was more like the Tiger Woods of 2014 to 2017. It was unspectacular. Woods, who finished with a 1/73, spent a fair amount of time at last place before rallying a bit on the final few holes. First, he loses to Phil Mickelson, and now this. Don't miss the Battle of the Bronx. Fordham Manhattan is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Men's basketball at its finest. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a cool NBA story. Riley Morrison is a 9-year-old Steph Curry fan. She plays basketball and loves going to Golden State Warrior games with her dad. So it wasn't surprising that Riley wanted to lace up a pair of Under Armour Curry 5s to start her new basketball season. But there was one problem, Rhina. When Riley and her dad went to the Under Armour site and looked for Curry 5s in her size, they couldn't find any in the girls section. So Riley picked up a pen and wrote a letter to Curry, the man behind the shoe, to ask him why the Curry 5s don't come in sizes for girls. Her dad posted the letter to Instagram. Curry will now be making the 5s in girl sizes. He also promoted to get and promised to get Riley a pair of the 5s and even the 6s. Social media is amazing, folks, and Steph Curry is arguably the league's MVP on the floor and off it. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
Chiru has no choice. She and millions like her walk miles a day for dirty water. But together, we can end their walk by providing clean water close by. Instead of spending hours walking to get water that makes them sick, girls can be in a classroom and moms will gain back time to care for their families. Sons and daughters can grow up strong, finally free of sicknesses. It's true. When you just add water, you change a life. Learn more at worldvision.org.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Open. Our last guest is a multicultural, all-female based trio that fuses the sounds of tap, flamenco, and Kathak. Their styles connect to one another while telling stories of their retrospective cultures through the rhythm of their feet. Yeah, joining us to tell us more, we welcome the ladies of percussion, Brenda Guja, Ariel Rosales, and Amanda Castro, a.k.a. Soles of Duende. Woo! I get excited when you ladies come through.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome back to your annual visit as we close out.
Thank you for having us. We love you.
Well, thank you for the beautiful artistry that you guys are creating and just unifying not just the arts, but the different cultures, right? So we're going to share that with our viewers. But it's beautiful to have you guys closing out 2018 with a world premiere on top of that.
That's right.
All right. So shall we begin with you, Brenda?
Sure. So we're opening our show at Dixon Place, where we are currently the artists in residence for the year 2018. We have 6 nights for a full-length production and featuring live musicians, and we're excited. We're excited. Usually we perform, a set and it's a glimpse into our process. But this has been a different kind of process. When you're creating a whole show, there's an arc, there's a story, and there are decisions that have to be made. And we love collaborating together, and we love telling this story.
Yeah, so in case anybody's wondering, she's the one that does Kathak. Not the, just in case. And then we have Flamenco, Ariel. And hello and welcome, welcome. And so I'm curious to know how you guys found each other.
The universe. No.
Yes.
In a way, I like to think that. We've known each other for many years, Brenda and myself. And she had a festival called Mosaic Dance Festival that came and went and then has grown into many things. Where the whole prompt was to do an Indian fusion of flamenco, so that was a natural thing. There was an idea for a trio to add a tapper. It's been done, just an idea for actually Dixon Place's 8 show, November 30th, 2016. And she went to the Highline Ballroom to see this one win a competition. Amanda Castro.
So good. She's so
did
good.
Vivaldi solo tap dancer in a predominantly commercial hip-hop festival and won first place in the competition. And she said, I found our tapper. We found her.
I was like, we found her. Let's go. Let's get her.
So it's different ideas that came together. She found Amanda from Run the Night, and we all came together, did November 30th, 2016 at Dixon Place, came full circle. 2 years later, we have a full residency.
Love it. That's an awesome story. And so let's talk a little bit about Miss Amanda, who is hot to trot over here. She just finished traveling doing West Side Story.
Yes.
Aye. And oh my gosh, you guys are going to get a taste of us, so you're going to understand what we're talking about.
One, thank you for having us. It's so nice to be here with you all. You know, it's been a journey this year, having the whole residency with Soles of Duende and going back and forth from this musical theater life in opera houses at the Glimmerglass Festival in Cooperstown, then going to Kansas City Lyric Opera, and then going to Atlanta to do West Side Story, jumping through roles and being dance captain, and then coming home and hitting it hard and tap dancing the whole time with no breaks. And I feel like this year I've definitely I have bloomed a little and found how I maneuver through my artistic self and maneuver through my artistic journey, especially with new facilities, really learning how to sing and learning how to act and being able to step in deeper with music and then being challenged and supported in music in new ways every day. It's so good, and and being able to tell our stories every day, and that's the meat. That's really amazing. The meat of all of it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see the synergy between the three of you. It really is. And not only the other part of what you ladies do is, like, I would imagine it's a means of releasing too, right? Because y'all are stomping with everything you have. Of course, con elegancia. So before we introduce everybody to what we're talking about, let's talk a little bit about where can we dance here, right? Because that's the theme of this world premiere, and I know we have an image of you guys dancing like on an island while there's traffic going by.
Yes.
Do we have that image, Will? Can we show that image? Let's see.
This show is exciting because we're exploring the concept of permission. And so we're exploring this cycle that leads us from existence to permission to trust into freedom, knowing that we were free the whole time. And so this journey is exploring our individual journeys as well as our collective journey.
That's the image I was talking about.
Yes, that's the one. Like, can we dance here? Can we dance here? Can we dance over there?
It's interesting too because we go into both the literal and the figurative. We have the permission as artists, as individuals, as people, so it gets very deep. And then there's also the just factual permission that we have to be granted in order to dance. We get invited to dance in all sorts of spaces, but then there's only carpet.
Right. I was going to say, I noticed you guys are traveling with like cardboard or like wood
Yeah.
plaques? Like, what are those?
Oh, well, that's a story. That's another interview.
Quick,
Oh, yeah, I have to do it quickly.
quick. We had a show. They said, we have a stage for you. Just kidding. It was carpet. We went dumpster diving because we only had about 30 minutes to find a floor.
Unscrewed tabletops.
We unscrewed like old school tabletops and
like bar tops, took them out. We
And
still
we
have
had a
them because
show.
they're great sound. Great sound. I don't know, it works.
It does work.
It
I mean,
works.
well, we had an experience too in my daughter's school. You guys came.
Yep.
You did a performance for our fall festival, which we showed images of that. But it was funny because one of you forgot your cardboard. I mean, not cardboard. It's not cardboard.
It's a
like
small piece of wood.
Wood,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like just a piece of wood.
And then you got us wood.
Well, I didn't, but we found it. Like,
She comes out with
it's just
a
like
big
miraculous.
plank.
Yeah, it was like a more than a tabletop. It was like a feast, a table for a feast. And you guys performed beautifully. And so Can We Dance Here represents all of this. And it also represents doing, what I guess, what you need to get it done.
Yeah.
Right.
Women
Absolutely.
making noise.
Women making noise.
And making music.
Yeah.
And coexisting fully. Full coexistence.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love it. I took that. I got it. I hope you guys got it. So really quickly before we give them a peek, you know, because I'm you guys can't go nowhere. Wait until you see these ladies of percussion. But let's tell them about Dixon Place performances before we go. Go ahead.
Opening December 7th for 3 weekends. Yeah, that's next week. Come through. We have tickets online. Everything can be found at Soles of Duende, #Ladies in Percussion as far as social media goes. You can also check out solesofduende.com. Check out Dixon Place's website for more on the specific show. The show is called Can We Dance Here?
Yeah.
And let's all give each other permission to do so and come help us out.
Hey,
Beautiful.
Come check it out. Yes.
Love it, love
December
it.
7th, next Friday.
With live musicians.
With live musicians.
Yes.
Lovely.
We've got a violinist, we've got a djembe player, and we've got a DJ.
Nice. That's
So
serious
we're taking
mixing.
our
That's a
mission and expanding.
I see. Lovely. That sounds like an experience. Thank you, ladies, for coming and sharing it here
Thank you
with
so
our
much.
viewers, Brenda, Ariel, Amanda.
Thank you.
Souls of Duende, we had that. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, Souls of Duende is going to perform for us right here in our Open Artist Spotlight, so don't go anywhere.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted
Hello, everyone. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. Here now to perform one of their pieces from Can We Dance Here? Please welcome Souls of Duende! don't want it to be over. I don't want it to be over. Oh my gosh, you ladies. Oh my gosh. I know you gotta catch your breath. I know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it just makes me want to stomp all over the place. Once again, you guys, Soles of Duende, they will be performing December 7th at Dixon Place Theater, located at 161A Christie Street. And for tickets, please visit dixonplace.org. Oh my goodness, that is our show. Mi gente, thanks to all our guests for coming through and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor, and I leave you with Soles of Duende. Ay, mi amor, voy contigo.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.